The Howard Stern Show.
When you were growing up in Philadelphia, you talk about a shitty childhood. I mean, you had a really shitty childhood. But do you ever sit there and look at your childhood and say, well, that led me to being a comedian
I wouldn't change it.
Because you got tons of material out of it.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it one bit, man.
Your mom seems like a really bright woman. She worked at the University of Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
And she was
computer analyst. Computer analyst.
Yeah, computer analyst. And she seems like such a together woman and bright and everything. And then she marries a guy who's a drug addict, right?
Very true.
But I mean,
they didn't get married. They were together. They were
together.
But drugs messed it up.
Yeah, but a fierce drug addict.
Yeah, no, real deal.
Yeah, like a real deal.
Nothing else mattered.
You even say in your act like he might have blown a few guys just to get drug money.
Hey, it could have happened.
It could have happened.
He was a professional.
He was a professional. He did what he had to do to get what he needed.
What led you to believe that he was blowing a guy to get drugs?
Well, I mean, listen, here's the thing. Growing up in the city of Philadelphia, you hear a lot of stories. And at a young age, when you don't know what's going on, you can only assume. So, you know, with my dad, I'm like, hey, look, I don't know how he was getting it because he didn't have the money. But I don't know how people pulled these favors.
And you describe his drug addiction was so fierce that at one point someone, I guess a birthday gift or something, gave you $20.
Yeah, my dad stole it.
He stole the 20.
Yeah, he did.
When you grow up with a dad who steals a 20 off you for his drugs, I mean,
the truth. He stepped on it, by the way.
I mean, you laugh at it now and you're smiling, but there's got to be great pain behind that, right?
Here's the thing, but how do you deal with pain? Like, you can find a positive in every negative, or you can treat every negative with a negative response.
But do you think the laughter, when you just laughed about that, is a defense mechanism against the pain, that you don't feel the pain of that?
Not at all. See, you guys have dealt with a lot of comedians. There's a lot of comedians that come in here, and these comedians have such a dark soul.
Yes.
And it's something tormented about them.
Yes.
I'm a happy guy.
Do you think you are?
100%. I know that. I want to take the word think out. I know I'm a happy guy.
Do you ever sit and say, oh, if my father had been just a little bit of a male influence, if he had said, I want to teach my son something, you never sit there and pine away for a man who could have taught you how to be a man?
Here's what I feel like.
Yeah.
All right, and you're gonna actually take this and you're gonna go, wow. This is the way I break it down.
Go ahead.
For the young age, from ages 2 through 8, my dad did what he could before his addiction got out of hand and he disappeared.
What was he into? Heroin?
Heroin, coke, crack, name it.
You name it.
He did it. You can put it somewhere. It went there.
Right.
The way I see it is, things happen for a reason. If my dad had been around and didn't do drugs, I may be handling my success differently. I may be on drugs. I may be.
Have you ever tried drugs?
Something. No. For what? I've seen what it does.
No weed, nothing.
No, weed
nothing.
is different. I don't consider weed a drug. If I smoke weed, of course I smoked weed before.
Right.
It's not crack.
Right. But
I
when
ain't
you
putting
smoke,
nothing in my ass.
Yeah, I know. But when you didn't suck dick for it.
Yeah, I ain't sucking no dick for nothing.
But when you smoke weed, did you ever say to yourself, "Fuck, I do not want to end up like my father. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke weed."
Well, I think that goes within having self-control over whatever it is that you do.
Right.
I think the same as drinking.
Right.
Hey, look, I'm not doing this to have an addiction.
Right.
You seen the consequences of an addiction.
Yes.
So the way I look at it now, I'm such a great father because I don't want to make the mistakes that my dad made.
But when you would see your mother, I'm sure she cried and she had pain from your father. I mean, it had to be tough on her raising kids alone, husband's no financial help, this and that. That had to affect you, seeing your mother suffer like that.
Well, the thing is, the reason why I am the way I am is because my mom was strong.
Yeah.
It may have affected my mom, but my mom was such a strong woman that she said, look, regardless of what your father is doing and where he is, I have a job to do in raising you. You're going to do what you're supposed to do, and you're going to grow up to be 2 intelligent men.
Right.
With me and my brother. School was of the importance, and in our neighborhood, it wasn't a good neighborhood, she kept us off the streets.
Right.
I applaud my mother.
How'd she keep you off the street? How did you not fall into it?
My mom was strict, man.
Yeah.
My mom was strict. Street lights on, you in the house.
Would she whack you in the head if you...
my mom whooped my ass.
She would whoop
whoop my ass.
No wonder you're in the gym. You don't want to get your ass whooped.
Whoop my ass. Belt and all.
You lost your mom in 2007?
2000, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 2006, 2007.
Yeah. To cancer.
Yes, sir.
That had to be painful.
Now, that was tough on me.
Yeah.
That's where I went through something just because of how close me and my mother were.
Isn't it nice, though, that she got to see your great success?
She didn't get to see it at its highest level, but now I look at her as my angel. So I know that I have somebody watching over me that literally sees what's going on. I have a force field around me.
Are you religious?
I'm religious to the point where I believe in God.
Right.
I'm not in church every Sunday. I'm not giving people scriptures every time I shake their hand. I'm not that guy.
And growing up, while your mother had to put up with a lot of bullshit. Not only your father, you had some crazy fucking relatives, right?
I mean,
but when we say, you still do.
Yes.
You had a uncle that was in jail or something.
Uncle Richard Jr.
And then Richard Jr. gets out of jail, and he still thinks he's in jail.
Uncle Richard Jr. has not put prison out of his mindset. This is a very true thing.
You say when you talk to your uncle, there's another disconnect because he thinks he's in prison or talks like, and you don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
If my Uncle Richard Jr. came in here right now, anything you passed him, he would tell you to put it on the table and slide it. Don't pass nothing like that. Don't you?
Why?
It's just his terminology.
Because that's what you do in prison?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not going, so I don't know.
Like, prison had a big effect on him.
He eats the way he eats. It's like, you're like, hey, man, it's all right, brother. We got
Nobody's coming to take it away.
You got time.
Yeah.
Finish that.
You mean he puts the plate,
he covers it, covers the plate. He's bent down. He's shoving it real fast.
Yeah, right.
Slow your ass down, man.
Because in prison, another prisoner might take your food.
I guess somebody will take it.
Holy mackerel.
I'm dead serious. It's institutionalized. That's what I call it.
Oh, my God. It's just, I mean, and your brother's older, right?
Yeah, my brother's older than me.
So is he kind of your father figure? Is he the guy that you look to if you need advice?
My brother was very much a father figure to me, and my brother was also responsible for myself and him getting our dad together. You know,
right.
As a team, we said, look, we can get dad straight, we can get dad right. And
your dad is deceased?
No, my dad is living. My dad's fine now.
You're in touch with him?
Yeah, my dad's cool. I've never lost touch. That's my dad.
Really?
I don't give a shit about his mistakes. That's my dad.
Wow, you got a fucking good attitude. I'll tell you that.
Good attitude, good heart. My dad walks around, and right now he's happy, man. I bought my dad a house.
No kidding.
He's
he hit the lottery.
Free. He's drug free.
How did he get drug free? Was that because of you and your brother?
Me and my brother, yeah. We put him in rehab.
No kidding.
Put him in rehab.
And it worked.
He met an amazing woman that turned his life around, that helped him stay clean, and right now he's all about clean living. Still himself.
See, I still think and you're a bigger man than I am.